This is Darrin Davis, and you're watching Heritage Hip Hop.
Peace, everybody out there. This is Karel from Heritage Hip Hop, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Hip hop is more than music. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture. And culture is more than just beats and rhymes. Culture is principles, facts, beliefs, and basically how you walk that walk and talk that talk. And I got somebody right here who not only I respect, but I think everybody gets to learn something deep from today. Introduce yourself to the people.
Darrin Davis, head coach at North Collegiate Academy, also physical education teacher. All right, now I'm a business owner as well too, for Mind Body Evolution.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, usually how the interviews go, they're hip hop centered. And because this is more of a lifestyle type of interview, I'm gonna keep it hip hop, but I'm also gonna bring forth who you are through it. So thank you for doing the interview.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, give people your history. I mean, we don't gotta talk about how we know each other. Just tell them who you are.
Man, individual from Irvington, New Jersey, born and raised. Went to high school at Montclair Immaculate. Played football for all 4 years. Team captain. Went to college at Southern Connecticut State University. Wound up taking that to another level, playing a high level of college football, and wound up entering the NFL draft back in 2003. And unfortunately didn't go the path that I wanted it to go, but there was a lot of success even after that, and that just kind of spiraled me in this position as a head coach of football and also a physical education teacher and a person that likes to give back to the youth.
Okay, let's start from the athletics point of view, but not only your history of athletics. Let's talk about the importance of athletics to boys and their development. We live in a society where people, for some reason, I don't know, maybe an epiphany happened, where people are learning that boys and girls learn differently.
Absolutely.
Now, in traditional education, we deal with mind control. Can you sit at a desk and do your work? Where the average brain doesn't learn in one type of setting.
True.
As an athlete and as a teacher, since you do both, what do you see in how people learn and how we can use that to help better them as individuals by meeting them on their level?
Okay, so being from a urban society and growing up in Newark and Irvington, not knowing that I needed to develop a skill set to be able to help a younger generation, and finding out that each child is different and they have their own gift. And me and my coaching staff, after being a first-year coach, trying to figure those things out, it took a lot. We had success our first year, but after that we dealt with some struggles on and off the field, in the classroom, but just learning how to be able to adapt and make change, right? If you can't adapt and make change, then how can you ever get better, right? You become stagnant, all right? And me as a coach and with my staff, I said that we had to be able to do this. And so we did some research on our kids and figured out that they learn completely different, each one. And some visually, right? Some actually when they play, when they're playing at the time. Some actually learn by listening, hearing. So there's multiple ways that you can be able to teach a child or a younger individual to get them to the place that they need to be.
That's deep, because in the country of America, we have been lied to so much that the lie is the narrative, especially when it comes to young men of color. For instance, in the history of America, and I'm not an old man, but I will say when I was going through my post-grad studies, the belief that people of color were less intelligent even came through to college for me in the 2000s, where we had a book that said that a teacher who taught in the urban area would have to learn Ebonics because at 20 years old, people of color were just ready for an 8th grade education. How does that hit you, knowing that that's taught in school?
One is as being a teacher, going into, it's my third year as a teacher, but I've been at school for 5 years, and just being around kids in general. Like I said before, that every child has a gift, and learning that all of them are each different, and so they all have a different skill set. And all those things have been told lies. I mean, there's things that have told us that we need to learn one set way. Mm-hmm. There's multiple ways of learning, right? And just being around, and even for myself, just growth through myself over time has allowed me to see that, oh damn, I was only in this one particular mindset for a long time. And even with my parents, maybe they weren't knowledgeable enough as well too, but getting out and doing more research, and now that you have social media and those different things that are out there to help you, those things have allowed me to establish myself and also help younger individuals to be able to think outside of the box. And, you know, so taking it back as far as that, and now that you see that everyone has a gift, and like there's no set way how far you can go. Like there's no limit. You know, I always tell the kids there's no limit to how strong or how fast you can be, right? We only put that limit on ourselves, all right? Because there's a certain thing that's called fear. And when that fear is there, that fear limits you to go any further than what you want. Because you create these doubts, and all these doubts are inside your mind. But those things were created long ago to not let us move forward. And so now we're in a process of now where everyone is learning that it's a lot of motivation. We have to get past this, and then once we do that, we break that barrier, we'll have a lot of success.
Mr. Davis, as an educator to one another, I would say we had one of the most hard jobs in the world and underappreciated, because we always are trying to set the standard, but the narrative offsets the standard. So I'm going to ask you a question for something that you just said, and I want you to really pour into it. Okay. What is the box? How do we break it?
The box is saying that we are in this one particular learning set. And so, meaning that whether it's through testing, whether it's through, reading a book, one particular book, we're all in learning a certain way through mathematics. They keep us in this box and don't allow us to explore ourselves. And so as we continue to do this, now I think that, like I said, through the era of social media, through YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all these other social media sites, that has allowed us to see different things that we can learn in so many different ways that we can take it to another level.
Okay. See, the box for me is rhetoric. The box for me is white supremacy. The box for me is capitalism. The box for me is macroeconomics. You know, it's the state of this is the way it should be done.
Absolutely.
And think about this, because like I said, I don't want to show our age, but we come from the era where Saturday morning cartoons are still on.
True.
True. And one of my favorite cartoons that I hated actually was the Jetsons. Because in the Jetsons, it was the future world, but it was really not futuristic. It was a mind control world where the hero of the cartoon sits and pushes a button. And that's all we do today. We're sitting pushing buttons. The button has evolved, but it's mundane truth to what we do every day.
Absolutely.
And my thing with that is, what is the number one struggle you face as an educator when it comes to bringing your best out for your students, not their learning?
The number one struggle is going through the repetitive same process throughout the day.
Talk about it. What is that process?
We have this tendency, we live in this fast-paced world, and everything is go, go, go. From the time you get up, you're running out the house, you're trying to grab something to eat, you gotta rush to get to work. When you get to work, you're trying to get everything settled, you're running through your classes or whatever is business, and by the time you get to the end of the day, you're completely drained. And sometimes you become settled, and it makes you completely hard to get out of that particular space, because you become comfortable. And when you become comfortable in life, then it's easy to move in that particular way.
Comfortability. So now we got to look at how to break comfortability.